What's up guys, Carl Tobia here. So tonight we're going to do something a little different rather than ripping some packs or doing a box break. I started putting together my New York Mets team collections in this binder, and as I was going through and cataloging all the cards that I've been getting over the past few months, I started noticing that I was completing, or had completed some sets. So I figured I'd, want to show them off at some point, and got some binders from a friend of mine who buys collections, and he also had blank pages. So that kind of worked out well for me. I threw away the binders that were kind of garbage, kept the good ones, cleaned them up real nice, and so this is where we are. Going to have to change the camera angle to show you guys this, and hopefully we won't have too much of a glare. I shut the overhead light off, but let's give it a look. All right, so I start off with 83 tops, and you'll see some blank spots in these. It's because this 83, even though I have all the cards for it, it's kind of spread out over a bunch of different boxes, so I got to find the singles that are missing in the different spots. But so this is the 1983 tops. I actually have a whole set of 1983 tops, and when one of the guys that I trade with sent me, all the Mets cards, he actually sent me the majority of the 83 Mets team set. So there's John Stearns down here, George Foster, Mookie Wilson. John Stearns was one of my favorite players growing up when I was really young, because I was a catcher in Little League, and so John Stearns being the starting catcher, he was my favorite player at the time. And so Wally Backman, Craig Swan, Ellis Valentine, there's Rusty Staub, and Ron Hodges. So I'll get that one completed soon. Here's 88 Diamond Kings. I'm sorry, 88 Donruss. There's the start with the Diamond Kings for Ron Darling. And there's Dwight Gooden, and Wally Backman, Gary Carter, and Keith Hernandez. So what I've been doing with my Keith Hernandez cards is I have a separate binder for my Keith Hernandez Super Collection. And in cases where I had multiple cards, or even only 2 cards, I was able to split them between the 2 binders. If I only have one of the card, then obviously I'm keeping it in the Keith Hernandez PC binder instead. This is Darryl Strawberry, Hojo, Craig Jeffries, Lee Mazzilli, Mookie Wilson, David Cone. So here's 87 tops. And what I like about 87 tops is kind of cool, because the wood grain actually kind of lines up, and you'll see that in a lot of these, because they're consistent with how they created the background design. They look really cool in the binders because of the way they line up. There's Gary Carter. I think this is all complete, so this will be a good example of what it looks like when every page is filled. That's Dwight Gooden in the middle. Let's keep another Keith Hernandez card. Hojo, Randy Myers, Nasty Boys. It's Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry and Gary Carter All-Star cards. Got Dave Magid and Future Stars. And, that's not full. Oh, sorry, I got one to go yet here. So then there's Dwight Gooden, Mookie Wilson. I love this Kevin Mitchell card, the action. So this is, I believe this is the 88 Fleer. And, again, there's some spots here, but that I don't have the card filled in yet. But I really like the way that the red and blue lines kind of line up from card to card. It gives it kind of a neat little effect in the binder. There's Dwight Gooden, there's Barry Lyons, Hojo, Jeffries, Hernandez, all the key players from this team, obviously. Darryl Strawberry. So then we got the, I think it's 89 score. This 89 score is not one of my favorite sets. Obviously, I don't like the interchangeable borders, from blue to purple, or purple to blue to green to red, orange, yellow. There's Keith Hernandez. But I've got a complete set of it multiple times over, so piecing it together there. We got, this is 88 top, so this must be 88 score. So I'm trying to keep them in order. It's just 88 tops. All-star cards are pretty cool for 88. Gary Carter. There's Keith Hernandez. Lenny Dykstra, Darryl Strawberry. Here we go. Here's the 89s. The record breaker cards. Doc Gooden. So again, these, you know, these don't have necessarily, these are kind of plain in their design, so obviously there's nothing really, you know, that looks that cool, like the Fleer, and the same with the 89 tops, but I think they look good nonetheless. I guess you could kind of like, you know, the way the wave, you know, works with it all at the bottom. David Cohn, Diamond Kings for E89. There's Greg Jeffries, rated rookie. There's Keith Hernandez. There's Doc. I got this card autographed. It's Lenny Dykstra. Mookie Wilson, Ron Darling. There's Hojo. Ollie Backman. And then we get the 89 Fleer. And again, the pinstripe effect is really cool, especially since the Mets have pinstripe uniforms. It's really, like, I think it lends itself to the binder. Lenny Dykstra with that batting stance. Gary Carter. Keith Hernandez, looking chill. Dwight Gooden. Hojo. Darryl Strawberry. So then we get to the 1990 tops. Again, not one of my favorite sets. Not a big fan of the border, but again, it's a set that I have multiple times over. And then the 90 score. This is, again, with those borders and the interchangeable colors. Not the greatest, but I almost wish that they did it, you know, knowingly with like every 9 cards, since they know that people are going to be putting them in binders, and then you wouldn't have this. At least the whole page would be red. And then we got 90. Looks like I'm out of order here. I gotta reorder the pages. That happens. 91 tops, 40th anniversary. It's Dwight Gooden. And that's it. So this is a little peek into how I've been organizing my Mets collection. You know, kind of give you guys looks into the progress as I go along, especially as I start to fill in some of the older sets like the 70s and the earlier 80s. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick video, and I will see you guys soon.